All right, now that the walls are bed lined, the inside walls are insulated and polyurethaned, we're ready to put the window in, and the door, and the vent on the roof. So in this video, that's what we're gonna do. I guess let's get started. All right, we're gonna start by ripping the seal, or the foam seal, off of this window, because I have butyl tape to go on it, and I just feel like the foam tape will just interfere with that butyl tape sealing. So I'm just gonna slowly go around and rip this off. It's going so well. I think this foam tape would work good if we were like doing a metal sided camper. I think this foam would be plenty fine, but where it's so porous, I don't know if I trust it or not. I'm not even sure if I trust this butyl tape on the bed liner, but I feel like I trust it more than this foam tape, and I'm still gonna put a little bit of silicone around the edges. All right, so now that that's off of there, I'm gonna put the butyl tape down. It's very sticky stuff. I wanna start at the bottom of the window. All right, as you can see, I have the butyl tape all around. It overlaps a little bit in the middle at the bottom. Inside, I have the trim ring. And what I need to do now is just place this on the camper carefully, without touching the butyl tape as much. And what keeps this in is the friction between the clamping pressure between the trim ring and the I wish that seam was at the bottom, but it'll be all right. But as you can see, the butyl tape's coming out around the top and the edges, which is good. But it's in there nice and snug, and what keeps it in place is the trim ring on the inside. You screw it and it clamps it together with a bunch of screws. I had tape here to tape it in, but it was a very snug fit, so I'm not worried about that going anywhere. So let's go on the inside and screw in some of the screws. Alright, so it was pretty crooked, but I adjusted it, and now it's not crooked. Make sure the window opens. Yeah, it does. Sweet. Alright, so now let's put this trim ring in. Alright, as you can see, it has self-tapping screws, and these screws will tap into the window. So I want to start on one side and just work our way around like I'm putting a tire on. Oh, this seems sketchy. I don't like the way those screws go in at all. There we go. Alright, I'm pretty happy with how that went in. It closed up a little bit. There's still probably an 1/8 inch gap that goes all the way around it, but in hindsight, I should have painted the inside of the trim like the black and you'd never see it. But I'd rather it have a gap than not have a gap, because if we didn't have a gap, it would mean that it's not squeezing that tight on the butyl tape. So I'm good with that. And the window functions. I didn't break it, so that's a plus. All right, on the outside it looks pretty good. The butyl tape squeezed out around all the edges, which I think is good. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to work, but I don't know. And then there's these plugs. The window came with plugs on the top. Came with these plugs at the top and the bottom. I'm assuming you're supposed to remove the plugs at the bottom of the window, so that way it can drain out, but I'm not entirely sure. Let me know in the comments if I'm supposed to remove the bottom plugs. So I have a razor blade. I'm just going to trim along the edge very lightly, just enough to cut the butyl tape, but not enough to cut through the bed liner or anything. Just literally riding the blade right along the edge. Look how nice that looks. It didn't really seem like it pulled in as tight around that edge, wherever the seam is. So I'm thinking I might take some clear silicone and just go around the edge. Not sure yet, but for right now, that's probably as good as it's gonna get. But I probably will do the silicone. Let me know in the comments if I should do that or not. But let's go over and try to get the door in. All right, so the door is gonna be very similar to the window. However, it doesn't clamp with like the trim ring. It just screws into the frame of the door. And this one has little grooves, where the butyl tape go. So I'm gonna have a lot more faith in this seal, which is good. So I'm glad that there's like a better place for the butyl tape. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing, run butyl tape around the whole trim, and then I wanna go ahead and put it in, but instead of doing the trim ring, like I said, I'll just put some screws in, and then we'll go around and evenly screw the screws in until the butyl tape squeezes out all the edges. So I'm gonna do the butyl tape off camera and pick it back up whenever we're installing it. All right, just like the top, the butyl tape is installed. Or the window, sorry. The butyl tape is installed. Goes all the way around. I have my seam at the bottom. It overlaps a little bit. And like I said, there's screw holes behind here. You're probably not going to be able to see them. Yeah, there's one. And then what I'll do is I'll put it in and I'll just put one screw in the top, get everything all lined up, and then slowly put screws around going in evenly like you're putting on a tire. So that way it squeezes the butyl tape evenly around and we're not getting any, you know, unevenness around it. So let's go put it in. The screws I'm using are trim screws they came with the door, but they also came with my trim, are black square drive screws. This thing is hard to pick up now. We can't grab the sides. Everything looks pretty straight. Let's go ahead and put one screw in. All right, I want to look at it from the inside to make sure everything looks like it's square. All right, everything looks good on the inside. Let's start putting more screws in it. This is what I was talking about with that drain. The door has a window, but the hole doesn't have anything in it. So it looks like maybe if water gets behind there, it can drain out right there. But it doesn't have anything at the top because obviously this is the way you put the door in. But if you look over here, there's plugs at the top and at the bottom. So does it want me to remove the bottom plugs? I don't know. Let me know. So this trim ring is not as well made as the other one in the sense that it's disconnected right here and there's no holes for the screws to drill into. So it actually came with some self-tapping screws, which I thought were just maybe because if you were mounting it to metal, you would just use self-tapping screws. But I used the screws on the window because I couldn't find the window screws, and now I need them for this. So I'm gonna have to pre-drill the holes where I want them before I screw it into the wood. So let's do that. So the holes are drilled. They're a little smaller than they need to be, but I feel like that's better so the screw can bite into it a little bit. I think I want to have the split go on the hinge side of the door because you probably won't be looking at that as much versus whenever you open the door, you'll probably be looking at like towards us right now. So I want to keep the nice part of the trim there. Oh, and I never did check and see if this would fit with the inside interior walls in. Frick. I'm gonna have to trim a little bit of this. The wall, that is. This does not look good. It's not looking good. All right, next we're gonna put the exhaust fan in. And just like everything else, we're gonna keep using butyl tape. This has a big lip that goes around it, so I'm gonna use 2 layers of butyl tape because why not? I have a lot left. All right, so I have 2 layers of butyl tape on this fan. I do need to make sure that when I install this fan, actually I already have it cut out right here for the power, so I think I've already clocked it correctly, that the fan opens up with the hinge facing forward. So let's go put that in and see what it looks like. All right, so the hinge needs to be facing forward. All right, I want to make sure it's kind of centered in the hole. So that way I have an even spacing around it, so that way there's the even coverage, and that way that inner trim ring can fit on here and slide right in. All right, one thing I want to do that I didn't do on the sides, just because it was the side, is I have some 100% silicone, and I want to put that in each one of these holes before I drill it in. And then after I get all the screws in, I will go around and put silicone over top of the screws as well. This way, I don't know if they'll do anything other than make me feel better, so. I wonder if I can get on the roof of this thing. I'm on the roof of the TearDrop. All right, so I'm gonna go around and put the rest of these screws in. All right, the hatch is on there. And I think that's where we're gonna end this video, is sitting on the roof of this camper. So I know it's been a while since I've uploaded. Actually, if you're seeing this video, I've probably uploaded 2 videos since. But I haven't uploaded anything at the recording date of this video, but I really appreciate all of you guys subscribing and continuing to subscribe. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 subscriptions. That would be awesome. The real reason I've probably got as far as I have on this thing is because the motivation that all of you guys are there and you're watching, and the supportive comments and stuff and the messages I received to see if I'm still here, if I'm okay, if I'm going to continue to build this, if I've given up. So that does mean a lot. So I appreciate everybody that subscribed and pushed me to get this far, and hopefully by this upcoming weekend, as I record this, it's Sunday, so by next Friday, I'm hoping to have it all waterproof and able to take it on its maiden voyage. So thank you, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.